What's up? What's up, people? Come on in. I am just trying to get Instagram together. It just went away. All right, there we go. Okay. All right. We are live, y'all. Welcome. Happy Saturday. What is up? If you want to see everybody that's going to be here, come on over to Facebook Live. Instagram, you'll be able to hear everybody, but you'll just see me, which is pretty cool. But if you want to see Tandu-La and Dacavien, hop on over to my Facebook page as well. But you're more than welcome to stay on the Instagram. So what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining in. As you are coming in, tell your friends, share, like, all that kind of stuff. I will be reposting this later. But really just wanted to get in here and talk about vision. It's January, it's New Year. This is just something that I feel like you have to do, right? It's just a program designed to do what everyone does at the top of the year. We re-engage, we reevaluate, we remark, and we go in for our next year's or this coming year's goals and dreams. So I wanted to bring on some fellow dreamers in here tonight, but before I do that, just wanted to kind of lay some definitions. But actually, we'll talk about that when I get here too. So the first time I ever really heard like vision, it was in church, honestly. So it was the scripture Habakkuk 2:2 that everyone always quotes: "Write the vision, make it plain." But the first time I really heard about it and experienced it for myself was actually with my dad. So I was blessed, or I am blessed, with two great parents. My dad, you guys don't see him a lot as much. He's like more camera shy and whatnot. He doesn't always do do different things, but he was really big on telling me during one of my baseball seasons where I was going through a slump, essentially. And he was telling me that I needed to start getting the vision of hitting the ball again. And I was like, what are you talking about? Basically, I need to swing the bat and hit the ball. Like, that's it. But he's like, yeah, but are you seeing yourself hit the ball? And I was like, that's interesting. And the mindset that I had was that I saw myself continuing to strike out, continuing to barely hit the ball, to tip the ball, to whatever. So he encouraged me that the night before our big game to sit there and imagine myself making contact with the ball and hitting a home run 100 times at least. So at first it was I was like, okay, sure, fine, whatever. I'll do that. But when I really thought about it that night, and as I continued to count each time that I did it, I saw more and more times of success. So I ended up seeing 100 times where I succeeded. So sure enough, the next day, my confidence was higher. I already knew what was going to happen, essentially. So when the pitcher pitched the ball, I swung and actually got a home run. So pretty cool about that, that my first time with vision was a success. So that's just something that I want to leave you with. If you also see my dad or text my dad, he came over here today and he set up this Nest thermostat, and now it's cold in here because he didn't fully program it. So that's going to be something I do as soon as this, because I have a vision for heat in my house. So I'm going to bring in my guests here as they join. We've got Tandu-La and we've got Dacavien. What's up, guys?
Hello.
What's going on, Justin?
For the people who don't know you, can you introduce yourselves? And we'll start with Tandu-La. Tell us, who you are, what you do, all the above, all that.
Hey, everybody. My name is Tandu-La. I go by Lady T. I am a working millennial. A working millennial. I own my own business called Idea Creations. But other than that, I'm just a 20-something trying to make my own way.
All right. What does Idea Creations do?
Idea Creations is a multimedia production company, I would say. I do YouTube, I do video production, audio production. I have a talk show. I feel like it's a lot, but everything communications, social media management, content creations. all that.
Listen, she does it all, which is actually what IDEA stands for. I do it all. So like she literally does it all. Dacavien, tell the people about you. Who are you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Dacavien Reeves. I am currently working at JP Morgan Chase. And I am the founder of Let's Talk About HBCUs and also BASIC, which is a program I founded for high school students. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yes, and we are going to talk about both of your endeavors a little bit more tonight. Surround yourself with people who are doing excellent things. These are not the only people in my life that are doing excellent things, but these are two people that I talk to on a constant basis that are doing a lot of things in their life. So I'm happy for you guys to be around me. So we're going to do a little icebreaker. I want to cause some trauma and some tension here. So,
I wasn't prepared for that part.
Gotta answer the question. So, Jasmine Sullivan or Brandy?
First of all, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Here he go. Go ahead, Brandy.
Go ahead. Tell the people.
Seriously?
Brandy and Jasmine Sullivan are two of my favorite singers, but I'm gonna do Brandy.
Seriously?
No, I was not expecting that. Okay.
Because she has a lot. The only reason why is because she has like a pretty decent discography. Jasmine Sullivan, she only really has 3 albums. Well, one.
But okay. Anyway, that's not my question. Tandu-La, what do you pick? Jasmine Sullivan or Brandy?
I said Jasmine.
Okay.
You can outsing Brandy any day.
That's debatable, but let's
any day. Like go to town on Sundays.
Listen, another thing about Dacavien is that he is good here to respectfully disagree.
That part.
And we have a comment that says, I am respectfully disagreeing, Dacavien Reeves. I think we're going to be Jasmine Sullivan, but you know, it is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Jasmine Sullivan can blow. That's why that's a hard decision. Now, if you said Brandy or Monica, easy. That's Brandy. But like, you know, never mind. Keep going.
Jasmine can blow.
You said Brandy or Monica. Who you picking?
Brandy, of course.
Oh, okay.
He hates Monica.
I don't hate her. I just, easy decision.
Okay. Next one. Beyonce or Lauryn Hill?
They're two different people. Like
yeah.
I don't know why you did that.
I'm just saying, but who? Because I was here. I just want to.
You're being messy.
Right, you really are.
I am.
And like, because Lauryn Hill has like one of the greatest albums of all time.
Right.
It's like that.
Lauryn Hill is iconic. Beyonce is legendary, but Lauryn is iconic.
Yeah, like she transcends time.
So
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay, well, Bianca said you picked that one. Bianca, who you picking? You got to pick one too.
I'm not gonna lie. I listen to doo-wop on the regular, so it's gonna be Lauryn Hill for me. But that doesn't discount what I think about Beyonce.
Once 11 o'clock hits, Dacavien's ready to hear some R&B every night.
Hello, he in his lane.
My Instagram went offline. Sorry.
Those two are completely different.
They are very different. Okay.
Part of like putting two people together is similar people.
Right.
Yeah, but they are two totally different artists. Like
very much. I agree. Beach vacation or ski resort?
Beach.
Because he's scared of the bears.
Don't want to see the bears.
Well, first of all, Black people don't ski. I'm sorry. We don't ski.
I was skiing real good at 13.
We need to break stereotypes in 2021. We can ski.
To be honest, I'd go anywhere.
We ain't got no snow in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm sorry. We don't ski in Memphis.
I would ski. I would go on the beach. I'd go about anywhere right now.
Okay.
It's the beach for me.
Favorite color?
Red.
Oh, midnight blue.
So specific. So very, very, very specific. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Winter.
Winter.
Huh?
Even though your birthday's in the winter?
Yeah, I mean, you can do more in the summertime.
I agree. Okay, cool. Last one. Okay, this one's really a question more so for Tandu-La because Dacavien been out. So first place you're going after quarantine?
Abu Dhabi.
Oh, wait a minute. First of all, don't be calling me out like that on this.
I'm just saying. I mean, you are safe. You are safe, but you've been places.
Listen, God kept you. But Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. That's
but if it's not, it can't be in June through like August because it's too hot.
Exactly. 124 degrees, I think.
Oh, no.
You looked it up last year.
The final question for y'all is, who is your dream person to collaborate with?
Oh.
Like business?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
For me,
whoever, like whatever it is.
You said whatever?
Yeah.
For me, it would be Chris Webb.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm thinking Lady T, I'm thinking Chris Webb.
I just really thought you were gonna say Beyonce. Like I just in my heart.
I mean, she's great, but if we're talking about collaborating and vision boards and realistic short term, and she may be a long term goal that I may collaborate with, but short term, I would say Chris Webb. He is a poet, but also does video production. He does storytelling, all those things, and he has been one of my inspirations for a very long time. So, Chris Webb, if you're looking, you're watching.
Chris Webb,
do something.
Let me text him again. Dacavien, who you gonna pick?
I'm gonna pick Oprah Winfrey, and the reason why I say Oprah is because like she's been like one of my inspirations for a while, and I feel like we have a lot in common when it comes to like implementing programs for undeveloped communities, as well as like for like she's like all up in the media, like she has her own network, so like I feel like we can get a lot of stuff done.
You gonna have him a show on the OWN network? I'm just
sure will.
I guess it's Oprah Winfrey Network. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's cool stuff. All right, so I want to kind of set some groundwork or framework for some of the words that we're going to be using. So there's dream, vision, goal, and steps. So dream. Huh?
I said I feel like I need to write this down.
You do not have to write this down. This is not a test. So dream is.
I done forgot them already. Other than dream.
Oh, my mom says I'm a her. I thought one of you would have said Bessie Reeves to collaborate with.
Bessie, we love to collaborate with you.
I was about to say J15 just passed, so we can do an AKA something collaboration for you.
With her new pearls.
Listen, do something for the future AKAs in the community.
Hey, look, come on with the come on. So a dream can be anything. It's just really a bunch of ideas, just unrefined concepts. A vision is a defined plan of your thoughts. So when we're talking vision, we're talking about you fleshed it out mostly or completely, and you know what it's going to look like. Goals are things within the vision that you need to make the vision be accomplished. Steps are the work that needs to be done to accomplish those goals. So basically, taking it from dreaming, because everybody be dreaming, right? You got to take it from dreaming to being a visionary, to being goal-oriented, and to actually doing the work, which are the steps. So,
can we repeat vision one more time? I'm sorry.
Vision is like your defined plan of thoughts. The next step from the dream, like what you see yourself doing.
Okay.
So wait, so vision is what you see yourself doing. Dream is, what does it specifically look like?
No. I'll give you an example. So I'll give you an example from me. My dream was to create a community-oriented program that combined music and arts. The vision for that became Carols for a Cause. So it was like the more defined movement of it. My goals for it was to get an artist, to have it hosted by somebody, all those things. And my steps were, hey, I do the logistics, got to coordinate, got to get some money, all that kind of stuff. So vision, for you, vision is idea creation. Vision is, let's talk about HBC. So just as we're all talking about these things, just so that we're using kind of the same terminology. So, Tandu-La, you always be coming with the fire and telling people, like, what is this year gonna be for you? Like, there's this one person who's on Instagram Live. I told him to ask you a hard question because you always asking him, what is year 17 gonna be? And you be asking people, what is this year? What is that? So, Tandu-La, what is 2021 for you?
2021, I feel like is my preparation year. And it's wild to say preparation year when I've when I've been doing so many things for idea creation, so many things to really set up myself, but preparation in what I feel like God has in store for me. One thing that somebody around me told me was that you have to show God that you're ready. And I think, you know, this year I want to show him that I'm ready. I want to set up myself for success for when outside opens up, because for production, entertainment, communication industries like, you know, like idea creations, it can hit hard sometimes where, you know, clients that you may have had, you don't have anymore, or some projects that you've had in the works have fallen through. Like the pandemic has hit people hard. So instead of taking this time to say like, dang, like, you know, it's not what I wanted to be, or I got knocked down, or things to that nature. It's my preparation year to really set myself up. So when outside opens up, or when the world goes back to the new normal, because I don't think it's ever going to really go back to how we knew it to be, but that I can hit the ground running and really put idea creations and Lady T out there to the best of my abilities.
Okay. Dacavien, what is 2021 for you?
You know, and I liked how Tandu-La, you know, put like a word for it, right? That's kind of like where I got that from one of my mentors back in Atlanta. And the 2021 is the year for execution for me. And you know, I've been planning on a lot of ideas. I've been sitting on them, trying to carefully think them through. You know, what steps do I need to take? What, you know, how am I going to get an audience? And 2021 is the year of execution. Like, you know, if I say that I want to become my most authentic self, then what steps am I going to take to become my most authentic self? Or, you know, if I say I want to start this program, then how am I going to start this program? Who is it going to be for? And, you know, how am I going to, like, you know, present this to the audience? So, you know, it's really just been about, you know, I see it. If I really want it, if I'm passionate about it, then do it. Like, you know, no more sitting back trying to plan everything to the smallest detail. Sometimes you just have to get out there and, you know, step up, you know, keep treading along the way. So that's what my year is.
You just got to do it. Yeah. So I like that y'all use like words of the year. So for me, mine, more of a phrase. So it's excellence and alignment for me. So like my thing is this year, I want to do the things that I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do them, the things that align with what I can do, so that I can do the best at them. Because what I realize is, and this is not to be like braggadocious, but like I'm good at a lot of things, but like I'm great at a few things. So let me really work on having the JR group and even just Justin doing things I'm great at and leaving things that I'm good at for somebody else to do. You know, there are, I would never, like for example, I would never host somebody else's event. I might do my own stuff because we're doing this stuff. But if I have a signature program or whatever, I'm gonna call Lady T. I'm gonna call Carlton. I'm gonna call someone else. Like these are people who are designed by nature to be hosts. I might be good at facilitating the conversation. It's not what I need to do. So that's my like alignment this year, you know. And I think shout out to 50 again. I thought about this when in the beginning when I first started my business, I was doing like any and everything, like just to get some money, and I was cutting grass. Which is not bad. Like let's
a whole bunch with
right. Cutting grass is fine, but I got bad allergies and I got asthma, so I was out there coughing and sneezing.
Humble beginnings.
Right. And one of the things that 50 said was that, like, why do I want the person who is managing my project, or would I instantly go to seeing the person managing my project to also cutting the grass? Not that those things are mutually exclusive, they can't be done, but the average person does not think that,
but
hey.
Justin, what was all of that under? Like, what was the name all that was under?
That was the other thing. It was JR Consulting. So, you know, consulting comes like...
he cuts grass.
Like JR Consulting was doing landscape. But, you know, we breaking out the box. Not that box. We're going to keep that box. But we're breaking out of boxes. All right, cool. So we're just going to talk tonight. For those of you who are just joining in, seeing some people, just talking about some things about vision, questions, all that kind of stuff. So feel free to ask your questions as well. We'll do my best to do a comment check and read those and ask those as well. So this is something that hit hard for me. what is your favorite excuse or your go-to reason that you can't do something? Coming forward. We're coming forward. So while
you asking a tough question tonight.
Right.
My business. I don't like that.
Right.
Tanda, you want to go first or should I?
You could go first. I gotta marinate on this one.
I think my biggest excuse really is saying that, you know, I don't know how to do something when I clearly, like, I have shown many times before that I have no problem figuring out how to do something and doing it well. But, you know, I think sometimes, like, if I get scared or if I feel like if I'm uncertain or if I feel like I'm walking in an area that is just completely unknown to me, I instantly, like, you know, started saying like, oh, well, I don't know how to, like, I'm not good at designing, or I'm not good at, you know, I'm not good at, like, whatever the case may be. I can't really think of the specifics right now, but my main excuse is I don't know how to do something when clearly I know how to really research, figure it out, and then know how to do it well. So, you know, I'm stopping that. I'm trying to stop that this year. I'll look at my business though.
All right, 10.
I think for me, I would say time and effort. More so time. And it's weird, I think, that I say effort, but time and effort in the sense of, you know, I may wake up and I'm like, all right, I got time. I can start this at this time, or I can do this at this time. While being a face or doing production work, time is of the essence. So, you know, if I have to record a video, I don't have all day because it gets dark at 5 o'clock and I need to do it before 5 o'clock, which means I need to do my makeup by 3 o'clock, which then means I need to get up by 12 o'clock so I can scoot along and not be rushed. Like, it's time. And of course, being, you know, a lot of my stuff is, you know, forward facing in the sense of I'm in front of a camera, or when I am in front of a camera, it's like, all right, makeup, hair, like, I can't be a regular girl and decide like, okay, I don't want to do my hair today. No, you have to put your best foot forward, and do what you have to do. And I think time is my biggest thing that either I take advantage of or I don't take advantage of. And next thing I know, you know, so many things can fall apart because I'm not on time or I don't plan out my time well.
Right. Because, you know, we say stuff like, all right, I'm gonna start at 6 o'clock, and then at 5:45 we start another episode of Netflix, and then you're like, that's gonna take me past 6, so I might as well just do 7. And then the next thing you know, it's midnight and you haven't done anything you said to do that day.
Right.
Obviously before.
So Netflix gets you late.
Did you know that? Netflix, I literally have taken Netflix off of my phone and my iPad at times, and like just to be like, all right, you're not gonna watch this, like you're not gonna do it. It's kind of hard now because we're at home all the time. It's on my TV too, but you know, first world problems.
I think with us being home, that's when I knew it really was an issue. Because before my excuse was, oh, work was that time. While working retail, like it's all over the place. But during the pandemic, it was one day, it's kind of during the summer, that I realized, I was like, yo, you're really not doing this like you say you want to do this, or like, you know, like you're advertising that you're doing this. And I just noticed, I was like, I could have been famous by middle pandemic. Like, sis, what is you doing? Like, I could have been verified on TikTok. I could have been, you know, super out there on YouTube or whatever the case may be. But just not taking advantage of the time wisely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think like also like going back to your point, Justin, you know, what often rings in my head is when I start trying to put something off to a later date, I'm like, why put off something that you could do today? Right. Like, you know, especially like, you know, this weekend, like it's a 3-day weekend for me. So like, I told myself, these are the things that I want to get done. And like, you know, like you said, I lay down after clocking out of work yesterday, I laid down, went to sleep, and then I woke up, I was like, I can do it later, probably tomorrow. But then I was like, no, why put that off when you got the time right now? You're not doing anything. So like, it's also like kind of like having those tough conversations with yourself, even when you don't feel like it, press through that, because that's when true discipline shows. You know, when you like when you're saying, I don't feel like it, I'm tired today, but it's like, no, but this is what I said I was going to do, so I need to do it.
Listen, discipline is something that I just don't know if they teach you that. Like,
and that's the crazy part. Is something that Dacavien said about saying like, I'm tired. Like, and I actually learned this part about myself when I was working out. So if I was on a run and I'm like, all right, I'm about to stop, I'm tired. But I was like, I literally had this conversation like verbally. And I was like, Tan, what's tired? Like, your body is not tired. You're not breaking down. Your body's not tired. All right, I have asthma. Your lungs aren't tired. So it really was just a mental, like, I just want to stop. Like, we're not tired. We just don't want to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's a big thing that when you break it down, we don't think about. Like, absolutely. After work, do we really be tired? You know what I mean? Or do we just want to be?
Like, are we tired, or we just need like a quick break to refresh? Because like, people be running full marathon.
Pandemic, we got breaks now. Right. I mean, if I like on a serious note, if we think about literally how busy we've been before pandemic, like Justin, you and I talked about it all the time. We had something every day. Yeah. I cannot be tired now compared to before. Like, we're not, like, I'm not tired. Like, it really has had to be lazy at this point. Like, because I was going that hard then, I just think it's not an obligation. So it's not the same push.
Mm-hmm. And I think like, the true test of endurance, and I want to use the word endurance because like, I don't want to use specific language that's geared towards like, working out or like, business, but like the true test of endurance is really when you feel like you can't go no more, right? Like you were just talking about when you said it's a mental stop, but it's just like, but can I keep going, right? Like, can I force myself to keep going? But, while that is one thing as well, but also being in tune with your body, your mind, and your soul saying, is it that I'm tired, or do I just need a break really fast? Like, do I just need to take a day and just say, I need to sit back, relax, and not think about anything, because you're exhausting yourself 24/7, so
balance.
It is a balance. So you just really have to understand and have those conversations with yourself and understand what you need at that time.
You got to have purposeful pit stops in our life. Like,
come on, purposeful pit stop.
Something that like right after work, if you work 9 to 5 or whatever, from 5 to 6, you eat dinner, you whatever, you take a nap, watch Netflix. But from 6 to whenever, that you're going to do that time because you gave yourself the energy boost you needed. If you're running a marathon, they got water stops, around certain mile markers. If you're driving NASCAR, they got actual pit crews to like refresh, whatever it is that you do need breaks, but they have to be purposeful. I think that's a lot of things that we mess up with because sometimes that break will turn into a week, which turns into a month. And then someone says, hey, weren't you supposed to do something this year? And it's 2023. So, we're not doing that this year. We are accomplishing what we're going to do. But with that, I guess it leads me almost to a question of like accountability in a way. So like a lot of times we got these visions and these plans, and I am super guilty of this. I will have it like all up here. Like it is all fleshed out here. But my thing is the second I speak it, somebody in my life is going to say, well, I'm applying pressure to you and I'm doing this. Or even Dacavien will randomly FaceTime me and say like, hey, how's it going? How's this going? I'm like, I know I didn't tell him about it, but I feel like now I need to prompt myself to do more. So who do you guys tell your dreams / your visions to in your life? And what do we really look for in accountability? Like, let's really talk about that. Let's break that down. Like, what is it that we're really wanting?
Sorry.
I would say, I tell the people who are around me the most. Because my thing is I can put it on social media, but they're not invested in me the way the people around me are invested in me, whether it's family members, friends, business partners, things of that nature. I tell the JR group, you want to get something done? Tell the JR group. The JR group is going to give you deadlines. He's going to put things on your calendar. He is going to text you and remind you. He may be a little mean. He may rip off the comforter off your bed, throw all your pillows on the floor after you've just cleaned your room. He may push you to put yourself on punishment so you can finish a book. He may text you often to make sure you meet your launch dates. Like you need people who care about, who've heard your dream, may not even agree with your vision, but are invested in the person, and whatever that may be to get done. And sometimes you need that hype person as well, because I will say the JR group hypes as well. So, you know, whether it's us hyping Dacavien on the program that he's putting on or whatever, like that can also be accountability. I know we just had a dance party for a 4-year-old who learned his ABC. Like it's all accountability. Like
we should bring up. Never mind, that's a lot of pressure. I was like, we should.
No. But it was a whole dance party.
Mm-hmm.
And it can happen for anybody at any space. So I would say I tell those close to me, and I look for that pressure. Because once again, I have to think like, all right, Tim, you're not really tired. You just won't. You're not a morning person, so you just decide to lay in the bed or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I like that, Tangi. I like that a lot. I'm sorry, Tandu-La. I'm using your nickname.
Listen, a lady of many personalities.
Got a lot of names: Tangi, Tan, AT, Sally. Well, we won't go into that, but
Sally.
Listen.
we'll text you afterwards.
Okay. I gotta get caught up. I think for me, the people that I talk to the most, especially like when I have a new idea, it depends on what the idea is, right? Because I believe there are many people in my life that can add value, but they can add value in a specific way, right? So, you know, for instance, if I have a new program, you know, I'm going to talk to someone who can think through a program, right? So I'm going to call Justin. I've called Justin many times about ideas that I have. And I'll call my mom. She even challenges me with the information that she has, right? Or my mentor, Duran, who like is great with like thinking through every little detail that you possibly can think of, right? He challenges me in that way. So, you know, even my granddad, you know, like I ask him, what do you think? And he'll be like, you know, I think it's great. He said, you just have to think about these things, right? So when it comes to like programs, like, and I'm putting that on, I talk to people who can think through a problem and actually help me attain that goal. But when it comes to like, you know, I think, let's say I want to talk about my mental health or something. I'm going to talk to someone who's very like in tune with that arena, right? So like I tailor who I talk to specifically based off the goal. And what I look for in accountability, I'm sorry, is, you know, I'm really looking at what are you saying, right? Like, are you challenging me, right? Like, are you able to like help me think about something that I haven't considered? Or, you know, are you pushing me, right? Like, are you checking in and saying like, you know, hey, how is this going, by the way? Like, right, like, my friend Jair, he'll basically text me, he'll say, he said, you still ain't sent me the information about the flyer. I'm like, oh, let me get on it, right? Like, you know, that kind of like checking in and pushing me to be my best, like kind of like lighting a fire under me a little bit. Like, you know, somebody who can light a fire under me. Because sometimes, you know, I can become content. I can become content. So I need somebody who can say, you need to get up.
And I think one thing that Dacavien said that kind of goes back to, you know, this overall topic of the vision board, Justin, is, you know, when you just talked about talking to the different people in the different areas, what I just thought about was the brainstorming bubbles. So, you know, you have a common thing that you're trying to get done, and then you have the creativity over here, you have the plan over here, you have the program here, and then you're branching out because of the different people that you're talking to. So that's like mentally brainstorming, and then that vision board kind of comes to flourish. So
what do y'all do when somebody doesn't like your vision or says or speaks against it? What do you do there?
That is a growth question.
It really is.
Because it's just being fully transparent. The type of person that I am, I would have just shut down. I'm like, you know, conversation done. We're shutting down. You don't see what I see, so I ain't got to talk to you no more. But being a CEO, visionary, the boss lady of my own business, I had to really sit through that. Everybody's not going to see your vision. Everybody is not, I'm adding yellows, blues, greens, reds to my painting. Somebody else may see periwinkle and mauve and but even the way that I'm thinking, like they may see something completely different to get to that. And sometimes you have to respectfully disagree. And then sometimes you have to agree to disagree. And then other times you have to decide, like, I feel like you have to pick your battles in the sense of, is this worth conforming? Is this worth, changing what my thought process was? Or do I want to stick to what I said, how I said it, how I see it? So that's one thing I've had to grow through.
Wait, one quick thing. So Jocelyn said, and he was someone I was going to bring up too. He said, people not liking the vision is an opportunity to expand your vision.
Don't touch my vision.
I would like to know what you add some more to that, because I feel like that might be something deep, or it might be something that makes me mad. So I don't know which one it will be yet.
I mean, but that's just kind of like what I said. Sometimes you may see it as like, if me and Dacavien are talking and he says something completely separate or, completely left, I may see, all right, do I need to expand this thought? Do I want to, can't think of the word. Do I want to let go of some of my thoughts, compromise that vision? Or do I want to stick to the road that I'm on, where I'm at, to where I'm trying to go? And I think it's all about investing in that end goal. So
is something, so I was talking to Jocelyn yesterday about something different, but he said that a lot of times when you have your vision, you have to know that that's not the only way to make your vision be accomplished. So we were talking about a big goal, basically, and like, not having the resources to do it and not having the things to do it. And he was saying that keep your vision in mind, but your goals and your steps can look different to accomplish that. And he just commented back. He said, strengthen the creative perspectives. That's good. And be open to feedback and other perspectives. Oh, being open to feedback and other perspectives can strengthen the creative perspective. That's really good. It's really good.
Absolutely.
He's almost a doctor. He's a PhD. He's brilliant.
Basically, he knows a lot about a lot.
He knows a lot about a lot.
And that's another person for accountability that will be up in your business.
Accountability.
Listen, spiritually, physically, just but quality to have around.
Very quality. Good to build your circle. So okay, and this is,
was that Morehouse? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what that is. I was like, what is going on here?
I wasn't going to do it.
It felt like something I wasn't supposed to do. So. Okay, so this one, not that you can't answer it, Tan, but Dacavien, and I don't know if you want to like be fully transparent and everything, but you went through something in your life that was very hard. It was a hard time for you. But one of the things you often said during that time was that you saw yourself past it, and you saw yourself doing different things, and you took steps to, get you out of that situation and make sure that taken care of. So when you're executing your vision or when you're in the midst of hardships, how do you guys keep your eye on the prize? Your eyes on the prize?
I think it's really about how serious you really are about that that goal or that vision or that dream, right? I think it really like, I know in that specific time in my life where we were like being homeless, I remember I could see myself in college and I could see myself finishing, but it really wasn't that. It was cloudy, but I could still see. Does that make sense? Right? Like, I knew what was in front of me, but I also had people in my life that helped keep me grounded. I think that's what's most important, especially when you're experiencing hardship, is being able to clear those thoughts out and being able to see that you still have a clear path, right? I want to go back to a specific conversation I had with my mentor in the library one day. He sat me down and he said it was between two schools, right? Because I had just got accepted into Morehouse College, and I did not receive a scholarship from the college, and it was $50,000 a year. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay this, right? And then there was University of Memphis where I had a full ride, but I didn't want to really stay in Memphis. And my mentor sat me down and he said, Dacavien, he said, I want you to think about, what each school could do for you. He said, if you stay in Memphis, he said, you're still going to be attached to home. You're still going to be attached to helping. You're going to be attached to not really growing who you are, but help growing other people. And you're kind of like negating your whole self versus, he said, I want you to think about Morehouse and what you saw when you went for the very first time. He said, just remember what you saw. He said, like the way that they spoke. He said, the way that they carried themselves. He said, the opportunities that were there. And then, he made me close my eyes. And I took this exercise with me to every speaking engagement that I had. He made me close my eyes and he made me dream of every single detail that I saw in my future. And when I saw every single detail in my future, I said, I can do this, right? And so like we immediately got on, we took action steps. All right, so we need to get you to Morehouse. What do you need? You need money, right? So we set up a GoFundMe. Then we started reaching out to people. Then my story was kind of like spreading. And then, from there and there, like people sharing it, a donor reached out to my mentor. And that's how that happened. But, if I didn't see each detail, I don't even think I would have been able to finish Morehouse because I didn't know what I was working towards, right? And what I mean by every detail is that he made me see from the clothes that I had on to what was I doing when I went to work? What kind of car was I driving? What did the house look like? What did my bathroom look like? What did I eat for breakfast? What did my bedroom look like? What did the comforter look like, right? He made me think of every single detail. And then from there, I was able to say, I was able to keep my vow to myself, which was basically, I don't want to ever be in this position ever again. And so I was able to then know that that was attainable because I was able to see it in my head, right? And I think that's kind of like what helped keep me going and keep my eye on the prize was that, one, I had people who believed in me. Two, I saw the vision. And three, I knew that it was attainable because I've already been through the thick of it, right? So kind of like that's what helped me.
Like it's so important to hold on to your vision. Like you can adjust it, you can take a slightly different course, but you have to hold on to where it is that you have decided that you're going to end up being destined with. When I opened this up, I said there's the scripture that everyone always talks about vision. It's like write the vision, make it plain, and then it goes on to say something along the lines of though the vision may tarry, it will come to pass. So I think the part that I suck at is the patience and the endurance, because it's that word tarry just feels like a cuss word to me. Why I gotta take that long, and why if I want to go to DC, I want to take 95. I don't want to have to get off and get on Route 1 or take these other back roads or whatever. I want to take I won't say the easy route, but the most direct route. I don't want all these changes. So yeah. So Tan, what are some? Oh, and your Spellman sister popped on. Dacavien, Kristen's here. What is these are?
That's Spellman. That's what they do. Spellman.
She's on Instagram, so she can't see you, but Kristen did this or something. I don't know. You know what it means. And happy Founders Day to you as well.
Happy Founders Day.
What was I gonna say? Tan, so what are some, when you've been in the thick of it, what are some strategies or ways that you've combated the feelings of wanting to quit?
That support system.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, that support system, the ones that you tell your vision, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, your deepest, because I feel like you can't tell everybody that. You can't trust everybody with your dreams, your vision, your goals. So you tell them for a reason. just like Dacavien said earlier in the conversation, that you have people in different compartments. You also have to have those people who are ready to, and I say this, but it's funny, but who are ready to rip the cover off your bed, throw all your pillows on the ground, like sit on the step until you get dressed and get up and get out. You need those people around. And I think those are the people who, or those are the tools, the people, the resources that have helped me to keep pushing. Because, just being fully transparent, I have in the past suffered with, well, not suffered, because I don't think it's a suffering thing, but have gone through mental health stuff where, you may be depressed, or, from a woman's perspective, you may have a lot of hormones and you're just all over the place, or you just don't feel like doing nothing. You know what I mean? And those are really big things that I think are hitting our generation, or people in general right now, especially during this pandemic. But having people around to keep you accountable, and to push you when you don't feel like you can get up yourself. I think those are the things that have helped me to keep going with my vision. Because there has been many of text messages, phone calls, physical pushes, and even hard conversations that have really pushed me to keep going.
So with that, I guess the final part about like detours and whatever. Oh, go ahead. What's up?
I have one thing to add, but also just to add on to because Tandy, what you said kind of like reminded me. Also, holding on to why you are doing something. I think sometimes, when you are looking at your goal and you're looking at this dream, you have to remember why you are doing it, right? Like, if you say, I want to get fit, why do you want to get fit? And then like when it gets hard, when you ask yourself, why am I doing this? It kind of like can reset, and reset that motivation back in you. Like, no, I got to keep going because this was my goal. Or like, when you say, hey, I want to do this. Why am I doing this YouTube channel? Or why am I creating this company? Or why am I creating this consulting company? It's because that's what my passion is. That's what it's going to take me to where I want to go. Like, it's kind of like when you finish college, like, why am I finished college? Why? First of all, wait a minute. Why am I trying to finish college? And it's really just because, like, we understand that degree can take us places that, without a degree would not. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just really understanding why you are doing something.
Can we be even more specific with that part, though? Like, just the college portion of it, like, not even the degree, because I think that's that one a lot of people have been debating, but the opportunities, the networking, the knowledge, the resources, it's a whole package. I think it's a matter, when you're talking about vision boards and, protecting yourself from those detours that Justin just asked us about, and putting yourself in the right space and place of like-minded people. College is a group of like-minded people who are trying to better themselves in some way, shape, or form. So it's not just the degree, but how was I connected with all of these like-minded people to then, to all move in whatever direction, but forward.
That why is so important. Like,
that's one thing you and I talked about, Justin. I forgot what we were talking about, but I was like, what is your why?
Yeah. Like for this past year for Carols for Calls, like so many things went wrong the week of the event. Like if you could have only been if y'all could have been in the inner workings of the conversations I was having with people a part of the event and whatever, like people dropping out, things not working, I was like, I think I just want my Saturday back. Like
at this point, but yes.
Right. But it's like, holding on to the why of like, all right, I'm doing this for the community. I want to raise money. I want to help out. I want to have fun too. Spread some Christmas joy and cheer in the midst of a pandemic. Like that press the convention. Well, look, everyone should be big on Christmas. I almost wore my Christmas light up necklace because I said it was like a vision board. I was gonna wear it, but I was like, it's a vision board party. But I wanted to wear it. Look, everyone, I got it back. I never found my original one, but I was able to find the same exact chain from the store. It made me so happy.
Vision. Y'all talk about vision. This man sees himself in a gold chain and will go buy himself another gold chain.
I had to be like my cousin Dacavien. Like, listen, people be dressing in my family, and for the longest, I just didn't. So I'm like,
See yourself in a gold chain, friend.
Listen, and the watch to match. Like, come on.
Come on now.
We're not gonna push that. One of the last questions we're gonna ask y'all is, so we talked about remembering our why. We talked about like persevering, having endurance, but like being realistic. What is the thing that like overwhelms you the most with the vision? So all three of us put on or are putting on programs and different things. So like what are the top three things that in any vision goal you're doing that overwhelm you?
I will say for me, because I've recently referred to myself as a caged bird. A creative person like myself, I definitely think the first thing is limitations, whether they're self limitations. Right now, like I said, of course, the pandemic, not being able to get out and get inspired, not being able to have people around to execute whatever it is. So I definitely say limitations overwhelm me. Hand in hand with that is probably the execution. And then I would say the resources, because a lot of times I will think so far and wide. Like I'm trying to do a music video in a doggone warehouse. Like, who just has a warehouse? I don't got a warehouse. I don't know nobody with a warehouse.
Warehouse. Look, both Tandu-La and I have separate visions and a shared vision for different things. We need a warehouse.
Yes, anybody watching a warehouse, please
let us know in the Northern Virginia area. We will be there.
Yes, but the resources, the execution, and the limitations.
Okay.
So one thing I will say, I will not take outside for granted if we get the opportunity to go outside again. Like, oh my gosh.
Listen.
Three.
I think for me is because I think I have control issues. So like I'm trying to control every part. And when I can't control every part, it overwhelms me and it frustrates me. For example, like with this program, let's talk about HBCUs, I'm very dependent on responses, getting emails back from counselors and teachers, trying to get students involved, like, creating the flyer, like I have to depend on somebody else. Like I'm just depending on other people to do what I'm trying to get done really overwhelms me. Sometimes the consistency of it, right? Because it's just like, I have a thing of like, I don't really like being fixed. So like a constant thing happening over and over the same way again. Now, it doesn't say that, not meaning that it has to happen that way, but when you first start, you kind of have to like just keep doing it. And when I don't see the growth at first, it kind of like deters me to keep going sometimes, because I'm just like, okay, I keep doing this, I keep getting the same result, right? And then like now I got to go back to the drawing board, like what can I do differently? And then like that whole process just like, you know what, forget it. Like, you know what, just forget it, right? And I think 3, I would say I would agree with Tangi, sometimes resources, because, you don't have everything at hand when you really have like this great vision for yourself or for this project. Sometimes you don't have everything that you need at hand, so you have to work with what you have. And sometimes it's just like when you see something a certain way and you don't have it and you have to adjust to it, sometimes it can kind of like cause a little bit of like,
yes,
like
yes.
Yeah, for me, it would be money, other people, and then myself. So like a lot of the things I'm trying to do now cost a lot of money to make it happen the way that I want it to happen. So like I'm trying to broaden the impact of different things. So in order to broaden things, you need to get like bigger names, but bigger names means bigger money. Like and have it. Like I don't know where it's coming from. And then other people, like obviously, well, if you all didn't know, Dacavien and I are related. Like it must be a family trait, because yeah, I just have an issue with controlling and people. Like this is therapeutic for me right now. It's like, oh, there's somebody else. There's somebody else I know.
That's related to you.
Yes, together. But no, it's just trusting other people to do their part and yeah, I think I've personally known like over several years now, like I've been burned by people who said they would do something, and then my go-to reaction, which is not good, is just been like, oh, I'll just do it all myself. So like I turn into my own graphic designer, I turn into my own producer, I turn into my own this and that when there are people around that can't help. And then when I say me, I think I get in my own way a lot. Like I overwhelm myself in the sense of like, I know I can plan it out, I know I can make it happen, but it's like the final steps of like me talking to people or whatever, like that's only what it is, or like pushing my idea or marketing it to somebody else. Like I just will decide, no, not gonna happen. Like I'll put it off for another year. So yeah, so I think, and what's cool about this is that like putting yourself around people who are like-minded but different allow those weaknesses and the things that overwhelm you, like what overwhelms Tandu-La does not overwhelm me. What overwhelms me does not overwhelm her. Like I'm out here stressing about like rehearsals and practices and people and talking, and she's like, I'll host it for you, I'll design this, I'll do whatever, I'll talk to the people. I'm like, oh, take it, but you have to be willing to release that, you know. And then, you know, even with this,
I really say that's
trust.
Like,
Yeah,
I think Justin and I have really built, and even Dacavien, like just talking with, you know, people or whatever, like we trust, because I was like, and the stuff that overwhelms me sure does not overwhelm you.
listen, that's why I was about to say, unfortunately, it's a good thing. We need people. Like in my mind, it's like, ugh, we need people. But it's good. It's good to need people. So yeah, so we're gonna kind of wrap it up. But what's a 2021 like program or something that you're trying to do? And then what's your vision for yourself in 5 years?
Okay. That's a lot.
That just stressed me.
That
is
okay.
known.
So, like, are you saying like what is one thing, or like what are the things? I'm sorry, I think I missed that portion of like the question. Is it one thing, or like what are the things that you're doing for 2021, and what do you see yourself in 5 years?
So, what's one thing you want that you're excited about, like one vision you're excited about for 2021, and then what's just in general a general vision of how you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay. I guess I can take first. One thing I'm excited for this year is my recent, launch program, Let's Talk About HBCUs, which is a program dedicated to increasing the awareness of HBCUs to high school students. So many times I hear from my friends from college or high school students now, like they say that, or people that have graduated, they say, I wish I would have went to an HBCU, but I just didn't know about them when I was applying to college. And, that kind of saddens me, because I'm just like, a lot of times people push PWI institutions, which are great. If you want to go to one, that's your choice. But I think you should be aware of all the options that you do have, and what opportunities does each institution bring to you specifically, and does it cater to you? Like I said, I want to alleviate or bridge the gap between that issue and create a virtual program that, will allow panelists to be able to discuss their experiences at an HBCU specifically. So for instance, Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, Prairie View,
Morgan State University,
in the house. So, it's all about, and with knowledge, and exposure. Somebody said exposure plus excellence equals success. And so it's all about being exposed to, those different opportunities. So, that's one thing I'm excited for 2021. And where I see myself in 5 years is really, I want to graduate from law school. And I want to either be practicing law or somewhere up in law, helping my community, because it's, some stuff going on that I ain't really messing with right now.
You will professionally be respectfully disagreeing on a daily basis.
All the time.
Respectfully disagree.
Right.
People will look for you to respectfully disagree.
Right. I will make a great commentator.
Because we joke about this, but we love you, Dacavien. Like,
I love y'all too.
People add spice to a conversation that was just about red or blue, and then now it's a whole debate.
And he will always play, well, not always, but he is good at playing devil's advocate and like bringing up perspectives that you're like, I know good and well you don't think that way, but like you're just gonna bring it up.
Spice to the conversation.
Listen, you got to see all perspectives. I believe in seeing everything.
He got this bird's eye view. I'm trying to stay at the bottom. But go ahead, Tan.
I would say this year, I would say I'm just looking forward to adding more color to people's visions. I want to, with a lot of things being virtual, look to me for your video production needs, your social media needs, just anything creative, to be honest. Because there's, I want to be that resource for people for kind of whatever it is. Well, not whatever it is. Not whatever it is. We got standards and morals and values. But whatever it is. And like I said, really just, I'm looking forward to strengthening my craft. And like I said, when 2022 comes out or whenever outside opens up, I'm ready to pop out. You feel me? Like, I'm loading. This vision board is loading. I'm in the loading process. I would say 5 years. I definitely want my master's in video production or graphic design. Just there's always something new to be learned, and I want to stay up to date with my craft and what I like to do, what I love to do. And then hopefully, from my lips to God's ears, fingers crossed, I want to be on somebody else's network. Like, I'm trying to be on a BET, a OWN, I'm trying to make something happen. You feel me? And I know that was very broad. And I probably do need to sit down and do my vision board for the next 5 years. Because to be honest, I haven't done that since high school. I just kind of like,
I'm talking about it.
Kind of throw the balls up and I'm just like, all right, what's gonna happen? Like what's happening? Which isn't the right way to do it. But yeah, I want to be one of my life goals, I feel like, has been to not only be the best me that I can be in every way, shape, or form, best daughter, whatever, but I want to be a positive African-American influence in the community. The community, any community, all communities. Because I think, we need more of those. So that is my ultimate life goal, if you will. And then my 5-year plan kind of fits within there somewhere.
T. Howard Foundation might be a great resource for you, Tangie.
You said what?
T. Howard Foundation, like they are like this foundation that like works with like, they offer fellowships, internships, and stuff like that for people who are trying to like get into like the media networks type of thing. So,
networking, come on, friends. That's accountability, investing in my vision. You hear me?
Listen, that's what it's about.
You gotta put it out there.
I think for me, one thing I want to do this year is I'm going to have some sort of block party summer thing. And I'm loose on the terms of it only because I don't know what the pandemic's going to be in that sense. But
call me. I'm there.
It's like a party.
Pandemic pending determines the scope and how, but it's going to happen no matter what. And then in 5 years, I'm trying to be managing someone's tour. I want to be on the road. Hopefully the road is open again at this point. But I want to be going from stop to stop for somebody's concerts or their book tour or whatever it is. And then I want to lay the foundation. This is really a 10-year goal, but lay the foundation for my own platform, like a streaming platform, to put out independent people's content and just different things. So these conversations can air on that. These conversations can air on that network. So it'll be another network out there as well. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen somehow. But those are my things.
You might be helping me, managing my book. I'm almost finished, so you might be helping me to manage it.
Come on. Come on, books. people need to read more. That's the thing.
That is the truth.
What is the we're gonna get out of here, but what is the last piece of it, or what is a piece of advice you would give to somebody who is struggling to dream again? Got to tell the people something.
You gotta think about that. That's a very specific question. So
that was what I was about to say. I was like, you have to think about who you're talking to. Why are you not dreaming? What's going on? I would just say, don't give up on yourself. Well, I would talk to them about the vision, not necessarily the dream. Just like you said in the beginning of this, everybody can dream. Everybody has a dream, whether it's to get money, whether it's to, live and not need, everybody has some type of dream, but the vision of it, I would say, don't give up on yourself. And I think I heard this on TikTok actually, but anything worth having is going to have obstacles. The point of an obstacle is to really weed out the dreamers versus the doers, the dreamers versus the visionaries. So, if you fall when obstacles come, you must not want it that bad. Like you must not want it that bad. You know what I mean? And I think it also pairs with what Dacavien said about seeing yourself through the clouds. You know what I mean? You got glasses on and they foggy, but you still can see. It just may not be clear. You know what I mean? And there's so many different ways to get there. So I think that would be my advice, to not give up on yourself and press through the obstacles.
Speaking of glasses, I got these like fake glasses. They don't really work, but I just felt as though
you just have those sitting there.
Because I just ordered them. I was like, you know what? I want some lensless glasses. I just feel as though, like, because when I made the flyer and I put the little glasses, I was like, I need glasses.
You ordered them?
Angie has glasses. I would like some.
I can't see.
Well, no, right. That is true. But someone just joined on Instagram. They had this thing. I think she was in high school when she was doing this. Maybe she was in college. But she just like started going to Target and just buying glasses with no lenses in them. Noah Goodwell was good, it was always funny, but
just fake bifocals.
Just say it. All right, Dacavien, what would you
put the glasses on to close out the program?
Yeah,
you gotta put them. If you bought them, you gotta wear them.
You gotta wear them. Commit.
You got to commit, friend. And any dream or vision you have, you gotta commit. You have a vision for these glasses.
We're sending these back. I want new frames.
Not that they're not to your liking.
You know what is? I need to send it back to Amazon. I didn't like it, but Dacavien, go reel us back in. Go back. Okay.
My piece of advice to you all would be, sometimes it's really hard to dream, or sometimes it's really hard to get yourself back into that mode of dreaming. So I would say, if you find yourself in that spot, find something that you're interested in, help somebody else with a project, get involved with something, until you find that passion. And once you find something that you really like, take a chance on yourself, right? Like somebody out there in the world is depending on you, and you and your vision, your dream deserves to be out there. You deserve to take a chance on you. So, sometimes it might be hard to dream or find something that like, I don't know what I really want to do. Try something. Just try different things until you find something that works. And when it works, think of how it could be different and how you could probably make it different, right? Because everybody is different. So, I would say do that. Then if you find something that you're interested in, and you can see like, oh, well, maybe I can try this. Try it. Take a chance on yourself. Nobody is going to show up for you like you can. And so, I say just if you find yourself in that spot, just try a whole bunch of different things. And if you find something that you like, hey, stick to it.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. Nobody will show up for you the way that you show up for yourself. And that's so true. And then even when people don't show up for you the way you think they should, like still persevere. Because unfortunately, there are times where people will let you down. Hopefully it's not often. But there people are flawed, so it's gonna happen. You'll let other people down as well sometimes. So yeah, I thank you guys so much. This has been fun. Like I said, I just wanted to have a good time, laugh, joke, talk about some serious stuff, talk about some funny stuff. Just start some drama with some of the intro questions, you know.
Yeah, because that was real messy of you.
But for those of you who, I saw some of you tuned in on Instagram, if you want to see the full conversation, it will be up on my profile, but it will also be on Facebook where you can see these beautiful people's faces as well. By 2021, Tan and I are both going to figure out how we can do Instagram and Facebook conversations to look the same without it costing.
It's so ghetto.
Right, without it costing $1 million, because all y'all do on Instagram is see me, and it would be so much more cool. So we're gonna work on that. But yes, I'm gonna be coming out with some more stuff, some content based upon this. Ow, sorry. See, if I have my glasses on.
You should have put on the bifocals.
Right.
That's the only thing they can do for you.
My vision has been obstructed.
Real bifocals. Oh God.
But I gotta remember my why. I gotta keep on going. I gotta keep on pressing. But yeah. One good time. Look, I'm no. See, no, I don't like it. I just don't like the frame. But anyway. Thank you guys so much. For those of you who have questions or anything, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. I'll be posting this, be snipping up some stuff. I'll also be posting it on my YouTube. So feel free to watch, comment, and support these people. So last thing, Tan and Dacavien, drop your social media. Like, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Facebook at Tangi Lomax, I think. No, Lady T. Yeah. Lady T Lomax. There we go. LADYYT Lomax. You can follow me on Instagram at LADYYT3_. And on YouTube at Lady T Lomax as well, where a lot of my stuff is going to be on YouTube. And then my website, www.idiacreations.com.
Come on, all the platforms.
You listen.
You can find me on Facebook at Dacavien Reeves. And then on Instagram, you can find me at _YoungBoss20. So _YoungBoss20. And then on YouTube, you can find me at DD Reeves TV. So, you know.
Cool. Y'all can follow me on Facebook and YouTube at Justin Reeves, and then on Instagram at _Justin Reeves_. So, you can follow me on Twitter as well. Just who knows what I'm going to say. So, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great evening. I'll probably talk to you again sometime tonight. But to everybody else, good night. I encourage you to have some sort of vision board, whether it's electronic or you cut up the magazines, whatever the case is, or you just write down what it is that you're going to do for whatever time span you deem necessary. So, see you guys later. Thank you so much. Good night.